G'day guys, MrAusAdventure here. What I'm doing today is I'm going to turn this piece of gutter guard here, piece of mesh, into a radiator guard for my trusty V-Strom, the DL650. And so I looked into buying a radiator guard and they were around $160 for one from Australia. I could buy one from China, but it wasn't going to be here in time, and that was still going to be about $60–70. So what I did was go down to our local hardware store, Bunnings Warehouse here in Australia, and I bought this. It's a piece of steel mesh gutter guard for getting leaves out of your gutters and your roof. And I'm going to flatten that out, cut it to size, and turn that into a radiator guard. And I've got a piece of fuel line here. I'm going to split that down the middle and wrap that around the outside of it. So the tools I'm going to use for this project: tin snips, measuring tape, side cutters, Stanley knife, rubber mallet, and I've got some cable ties. I'm going to cable tie it on there for now and see how that goes. I think it should be okay. I think the cable ties should hold up to the heat okay, but I will monitor them and see how they go. Let's go for it. This gutter guard, by the way, cost me $14. This cost me about $5. So all up, under $20, and I've got a radiator guard. So there you have it. There's my flattened piece of mesh. Phase 1 done. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is cut this with a knife, and hopefully I don't slice my fingers off. Oh, this is deadly. Nice sharp blade, helps a lot with this. So this isn't my idea, by the way. I saw this on the Suzuki V-Strom forum, stromtrooper.com. I'll put a link down below in the description to where I saw this in the forum, and that way the author of it can get due credit for this idea. I'm not sure if it was his idea in the beginning or whether he saw it somewhere else, but that was where I saw it. I thought that's a great idea. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of paying $160 odd, I'm paying $20. I love it. It's not a terribly hard project to do. Give it a bit of a trial fit, see how it goes. Now I've got the rubber on there. It sits out just off the radiator nicely, so you've got a little bit of air gap there. So what I'm going to do next is just wrap some wire around this tubing here and just hold it onto the mesh so it stays nice and firm. I have cable ties, but I don't have any narrow cable ties. These are too fat. Okay, so what I'm doing here now is I'm just going to create an extra large hole in here for the cable tie to go through. I was just trying to cut it out with the side cutters. Couldn't get them in there, so a screwdriver and hammer will do, I reckon. Let's see how we go. If in doubt, you can't go too wrong with a hammer, I reckon. Brute force and a hammer fixes everything. Alright, so there you have it. That's pretty much the finished project. It's not the most stylish looking thing around compared to the commercial models that you're going to buy, but hey, it's going to do the job. It should be functional enough. And what I'm going to do, this, as you can see, it's not an even hole, it's sort of on an angle. So I'm going to place it so the angle is facing downwards like that, if you like, from the front. So if any rocks come up from the front here, they're going to just skim up instead of getting wedged in the holes. That's the theory anyway. So apparently the guy on the V-Strom forum, he said he ran his one in 40 degrees Celsius temperatures for quite some time and didn't have any issues with airflow restriction causing temperatures to go up. So hopefully it should be fine, but I will be monitoring it and seeing how I go. If it does have any issues at all, if it looks like the temperature gauge is a little bit hotter than normal, then I'll take it off. But I don't think I'll have any issues at all. I think there'll still be enough airflow going through there, but the rocks will not go through. The rocks will just sort of bounce off that. It'll have a little bit of give with the rubber, and hopefully that'll save me any hassles on the trip. So I'm just cable tying it in there now. It seems to be fitting quite well. The holes that I've cut into the mesh seem to line up with the holes in the bike that I wanted them to. I might actually replace these cable ties with some black ones so they don't stand out so much. These white ones are probably a little bit ugly. So, there you have it. It is not the most stylish looking thing in the world, but it's going to be functional, it's going to do the job, it's going to stop any rocks smashing through my radiator, and that is the main objective. I don't care what the hell it looks like, as long as it does its job. It serves its purpose, that's all that matters. We'll see how it goes. I will report back later on after I've done quite a few kilometres with it, and especially over summer with the heat. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So all up, it took me about 20 minutes. Wouldn't have taken me any more than that, 20-25 minutes, half an hour at the very, very tops by the time I ran backwards and forwards and got stuff that I weren't really organised with. But yeah, 20-minute job, $20, saved myself about $140. Bonus. Happy days. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.